morning. It is Thursday, May 25th, 2025, roughly 9:30 a.m., 63 degrees out, sunny and windy. I ran into Josh last night. I saw Ken and Sean this morning. All three are going to Carbondale to the bike shops up there. I won't join them. I'll just keep pushing on. I'm heading that way. There's some big hills, so with the wind, I'll be complaining a lot. Other than that, good night's sleep here at Goreville Park. A really nice place. And I learned that the church that's listed in the ACA maps is closed in this town. They had a problem with cyclists in the past. Something about a bike hitting a pew, costing thousands of dollars in damage. So they're no longer hosting cyclists. Sorry that happened. I know you can't tell the angle of that hill. It's my third one right out of Goreville. First one was about 5.1 degrees inclination. Second one was greater than 8.4 degrees. And yeah, this one doesn't look any better. Welcome to cycling. You get to pedal all the hills. Well, since I left Goreville, I hit the highest point, according to my map, but I'm hitting nothing but hills. And not little hills either. This is a new one. Crab Orchard, National Wildlife Refuge. U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Department of... I wonder if the map sent me on a wrong turn. I don't have a vehicle decal. Yeah, it looks like I get to go through this. Not the first park that I've traveled through. I just wish it was labeled more on the map that I have. But how cool. I get to see stuff. Now this is the Crab Orchard National Wildlife Park. It's just very quiet. Nothing going on, no cars, nothing. Kind of serene. On a day like today, beautiful ride. Science says for every action there's a reaction. Well, here in Illinois, for every hill, there's 2, 3, 4 more hills you have to climb. And just like with any bicycle route, whenever you have to turn, like with my GPS, it says, oh, you get to turn in a quarter mile. It's always after that big hill in front of you. Never fails. It's never before the big hill. Welcome to cycling. I just met a mother and son. The son had a developmental handicap of some sort. He was extremely shy. But it turned out he's done the Trans Am twice and the Lewis and Clark with his father. How cool is that? Yes, this route is challenging. Very much so. So, wow, to that kid. Well, for 2025, this bike lane out on the leading edge of Carbondale is absolutely horrible. Be very careful. A great way to break a spoke, if not go off your bike. There's some holes on here that you don't see until last minute. What? I finally made it to Murfreesboro. This will be the end of map 10. I'll start map 9 in just less than a half mile. Okay, I just came from there up here, and this is basically the end of map 10. There's a park and dog park down there. That's guaranteed to be water. Sadly, there's always water at a dog park. Children's park, not so much. Anyway, the end of map 10, let me bring up map 9. This is Murfreesboro. Yeah, I found some water in the Murfreesboro Park. Had to let it run for a while. It was very rusty. I hope there's not a boil water scenario in effect. I mean, my gut is living on Imodium because of the different water I keep encountering. That's what you get for traveling. It seems like every map has an alternate or extra route in it. From Murfreesboro to Chester, Illinois, I'm taking the alt route, the alternative route. And the main reason for that is the profile, the elevation profile. It looks much nicer. Now, if you had been with me on the Atlantic Coast tour, you'd understand why I'm doing that. And I think the other guys are doing it too. It's kind of nice having this wide lane. I'm about 5-10 miles out of Murfreesboro. Wind doesn't help, but it's kind of nice to have this nice shoulder. Yeah, the winds are just a tad bit strong. Just a little bit. The winds are sustained at 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. It really feels like the gusts are constant. Not sustained, but wow. Normally I could do 15 to 18 miles an hour on a stretch like this. I'm lucky if I could do 6 miles an hour with the headwind. Not quite sure what's going on up ahead, but I'm ready. Just one big dust bowl. Came from way over there. It took forever with all the headwinds. And this is what I've been looking at over here. And now I'm on a levee. I think this is a levee for the Mississippi, but I won't see the river for a while. For some reason, I was taken off the levee, which is over there. I'll go back on it in about a mile and a half. Maybe it was unimproved. Very possible, since where I picked up the levee road. Prior to that, it was just gravel. Yeah, a lot of farm country. My first look at the Mississippi. I just came from way over there. I was on the levee, then I came down this small road, and now I go back up on the levee for I don't know how many miles, and I get to see the river now. Hopefully I cross it in about 3 hours. Since I took the alternate route, there was one thing I didn't know. There was no stores, no place to get water, definitely no food for this 30-mile segment. So in case you are thinking about doing this segment, keep that in mind. There's nothing. Hopefully when I get to can't remember the name of the town. It is Chester. Hopefully I can get food up there and refill water and everything. Well, I made it to Chester, the home of Popeye and Olive, the cartoon. Oh, look, no pedestrian access. I have to ride across on a rickety bridge. Yay! Oh, get me out of southern Illinois. I'm not happy here. The roads are horrible. My bike was shaking apart on this last bit. Okay, I was a little worried. They at least know to pass me on a double, it's a double yellow line, but at least they're passing me. So it looks like they're putting in a new bridge here. This one has about had it. Looks like they're putting up the piers. How cool will that be in a few years? Pedestrian, bike access. Because this is sketchy. I feel like I'm on one of the bridges back home where you're not allowed to walk on it at night because they're afraid you're going to jump. I mean, how are you supposed to get home if you work on the other side of the river? And how would I know that? Because I used to work on the other side of the river, and I had a problem with my car one time, and I would have to take the bridge. Yeah, that was a lot of fun at night. Sneaking on, sneaking across, hoping no one called. And why am I using a flashing light? Well, flashing lights kind of get seen better than a solid light. Two, they also last longer when they're flashing. It's kind of hard. It's harder to see for me, but it's just a safety thing. I'd rather be seen, hey, I'm in Missouri. About time. Okay, I got a little bit of a bummer. Couldn't get a picture next to like a Missouri sign saying, "You've entered Missouri." Did find it a little strange when I walked into the convenience store that they sold hard alcohol right next to alcohol. You could buy whiskey in there, and that's something you can't do in New York, or Jersey, or Pennsylvania that I know of. And they also had slot machines in there. So, yeah, a little different. And now I'm on my way to the town of St. Mary, or Mary. Hopefully there's a park or church I can take refuge in tonight. I don't mind riding at night. I just wish I had better lights. My lights have kind of crapped out on this trip. But what are you going to do? Another nice little thing about crossing the bridge into Missouri, there were fireworks as I came in. That was a nice little surprise. And the second surprise is this nice wide shoulder. I don't know how long it'll last. And, I don't know what was back there that required, the 3 gas stations. So I'm assuming this is a busy area during work hours.